Horses are incredibly sensitive animals. They are obedient and gentle, mild and well-behaved. When a little child leads the horse for a walk, the horse doesn't pull or rush. It obediently follows behind. Even though the child moves slowly, the horse shows no signs of impatience. It seems to understand the little one has only just learned to walk. It adjusts its pace accordingly. The child feels a great sense of achievement and feels even more capable. On the other side, the woman wants to ride the horse, but struggles to jump on. The horse patiently waits on the ground. However, its patience has its limits. Seeing that the woman is too short to get on, it decisively sits down to make it easier for her. At that moment, people realize just how smart the horse is. Like many animals, horses know gratitude. When treated with kindness, they give back in their own way. Here, the woman is grooming the horse. Like other animals, horses need their messy hair managed. If neglected for too long, they may develop skin problems. To prevent the horse from causing trouble, the owner covers its eyes. However, it doesn't stop the horse entirely. As she brushes, the horse begins to act up, nudging her with its head. Despite the horse's playfulness, the woman doesn't get upset. She seems to understand that this is the horse's unique way of showing thanks. When fishermen go out fishing, they unexpectedly find a catfish circling their boat. What could be happening here? As the fish comes closer, they're surprised to see a large turtle in the catfish's mouth. Apparently, this greedy catfish tried to swallow the turtle whole, but instead, it got stuck. It tried to eat but failed miserably. The turtle got lodged in its throat. While struggling at the surface, it happened to meet the fisherman. This catch didn't take any effort at all. Meanwhile, a man is ice fishing, reeling in a small fish excitedly. Just as he marvels at his catch, something even more surprising happens. A bigger fish bites onto the small one. As he pulls it up, he realizes it's an aggressive one. After some research, he finds out that it's called a pike, one of the most ferocious freshwater fish. With sharp, pointed teeth, they have a huge appetite. They can consume food equal to their body weight daily. Because of their voracious eating, they severely impact the local ecosystem and are called water wolves. They have also earned the title of vicious dogs of the water. The lifespan of pikefish is relatively long. So far, the oldest pikefish caught was as old as 70 years. It's said they can live over 200 years. One has to marvel at how incredibly strong these fish are. How do you feel about this? Feel free to comment below. The world only has one mother. This is a children's song we used to sing when we were young. Speaking of which, it's quite common for young animals to mistake others for their mother. Look at these ducklings. They've mistaken a cat for their mother. Each one of them is snuggling up to the cat for warmth. The usually aloof cat now seems especially gentle toward them. Could this be an overflow of motherly love? Every action of the cat radiates motherly affection. When it sees a duckling fall out of the nest, the cat quickly picks it up and places it back in. Such a scene is truly heartwarming. A similar thing happened with this kitten. Even though it's still a baby itself, it's taken on the responsibility of a mother. When faced with this little follower, the kitten seems speechless. "I'm not your mom. Why are you following me everywhere?" The little one hides from the kitten every time it sees it, never realizing how exhausting it is to look after a child. In contrast, when ducks are around huskies, it's quite funny. One day, after being scolded by its owner for making a mistake, the husky decided to leave home with the duck. Seeing them look so lonely together is really heartbreaking. The duck must be wondering, "Why take me with you? Look here, this Bengal tiger is preparing to hunt." The tiger crouches down carefully, ready to spring forward in the next second. It's stalking a deer. When the moment is right, the tiger lunges forward without a second thought, capturing its prey. But the noise attracts another tiger. The two tigers begin to fight over the food. Nature is truly survival of the fittest. Meanwhile, a mother tiger is resting with her two cubs. The cubs lie on their mother's back, and she occasionally turns back to check on them. One of the cubs nuzzles her head. Just then, two more cubs come over, wanting to nuzzle her too. It looks so incredibly heartwarming. When a Siberian tiger visits a Korean tiger sanctuary, what interesting events might occur? As soon as the Korean tiger spots a Siberian tiger, it immediately becomes alert and surrounds it. Two tiger cubs see their mother and hug her head. They start to snuggle. At this moment, two other tiger cubs come over. They also want to cuddle with mom. They look just too happy. When the Siberian mother tiger arrives at the Korean tiger park, what interesting things will happen? As soon as the Korean tigers see the Siberian tiger, they instantly perk up and surround her. Without a word, it immediately started fighting the Northeast tiger. The lone warrior tiger versus a group of Korean tigers, clearly at a disadvantage. It got pushed down. The Northeast tiger was left covered in wounds. Seeing this, the keeper decided to raise the Northeast tiger in isolation. Since then, the Northeast tiger trained daily, hoping one day to restore its honor. After continuous training, when it faced the Korean tiger again, its aura was completely different. The Northeast tiger first let out a few farts as a clear mockery and taunt toward the Korean tigers. The next second, the two tigers began fighting. In just a few seconds, the Northeast tiger had thrown the Korean tiger king off its throne. The Northeast tiger Dahai quickly turned into Furious Dahai, showing immense bravery. Today, people have built close bonds with various animals. In zoos, keepers can cuddle with tigers without fear. The fierce tiger seems more like a gentle kitty. It no longer holds the stance of the king of beasts. It's just like an oversized orange cat. Meanwhile, a hardcore foreigner goes camping alone with only a sleeping bag, not even a tent. In the middle of the night, he feels unusually warm. When he opens his eyes, he quickly closes them again. It turns out he is surrounded by cheetahs. Apparently, they've taken him as a warm pillow. The foreigner remains calm, not just because he's used to dealing with wild beasts, but also because he raised these cheetahs himself. That said, it's still somewhat risky to expose oneself to wild animals. If they go berserk, he would have no room for regret. This foreigner, who frequently interacts with wild beasts, has not been without mishaps. In the circus, a raging lion suddenly attacked the trainer. The man was stunned by the sudden attack. Luckily, his companion noticed quickly and kept striking the lion with a stick. Otherwise, the consequences would have been unimaginable. After all, wild beasts are wild beasts. People cannot treat them like they would treat pets. If they go wild, humans will eventually regret it. Speaking of birds, many people think of parrots. They are smart and clever, and can even help their owners by watching over kids. Parrots possess skills that make them stand out anywhere. However, not all birds are so considerate. Some birds, like crows, love to bully the pets of their owners. For example, whenever the family dog appears, it often gets harassed. But in comparison, the birds below are the truly detestable ones, because they intentionally set fire to the mountains. They pick up branches to start big fires. Many people think, isn't this just asking for trouble? Why are the birds so ruthless, attacking in their own territory? Do they not care about their lives? In fact, this bird is called a fire starter bird. Whenever it discovers a spark, this bird will pick up a burning branch and continuously drop it in new places to ignite a big fire. A true arsonist. But the fire starter birds are not just this one. There are also eagles. They share a common trait. They all belong to large raptors. This behavior also forces insects hidden in the grass, reptiles, and small mammals out. They will take the opportunity to hunt. Local indigenous people call these raptors fire eagles. I have to say, this tactic is truly clever, but they wouldn't expect it to lead to tragedy. Most horses are gentle by nature. When used as mounts, they will obey commands. A beautiful woman riding on a horse, holding the reins. The horse is very obedient, carrying the beauty. It feels proud. The beauty seems to enjoy it as well. I have to say, it looks really spirited. Did you know that riding can also be a sport? This kid is truly remarkable. Riding a horse straight on the road. The speed is incredible, zooming faster than cars. In a moment, he even starts to perform tricks. He just fell down. That looks way too dangerous. Having both hands free, I have to say it's really daring. However, some horses are rebellious by nature. Loving freedom, they will throw you off at the slightest dissatisfaction. Trying to annoy the rider, it's simply a dream. They just let themselves go. The young man was thrown off immediately. Now he's in trouble. It's really something. This is nothing. When some horses are unhappy, they will directly perform a backflip for you. It really opened my eyes. These horses are really aggressive. Some dogs even want to ride horses. This golden retriever chased a horse wanting to ride it. It jumped right onto the horse's back, but the horse seems a bit unwilling. Struggling, the golden retriever became even more determined. The horse was so angry it started to push back against the retriever. The golden retriever didn't give up and jumped back up. This is so shameless. It's really something. Pay attention to the sick deer lying in the middle of the road. Cars passing by may not notice it. It could easily lead to a tragedy. A kind-hearted man saw this and hurriedly picked it up to the side of the road, thinking, this little deer might have some physical discomfort. But after carrying the little deer to the bushes, the moment the man leaves, the little deer quickly gets up and escapes. The scene before us is quite surprising. This is so sudden. On the roadside abroad, it's common to see a little deer that got left behind, watching the little one helplessly lying by the road. It's clear it got separated from its mother, facing the arrival of humans. The little deer seems to see a savior. Huddled around the big tree, it refuses to leave. The scene is both funny and heartwarming. Deer are very spiritual animals. This little deer wandering outside is quite different. It boldly approaches strangers to ask for water. An uncle patiently feeds water to the little deer. The scene before us warms the heart. Perhaps this is why the little deer likes humans. This little stray deer is surrounded by adorable kids. People know that deer are gentle animals. Facing the humans approaching, the little deer shows no signs of anger. It obediently lets the kids pet it, even sticking out its tongue to respond to the kids' affection. Watching them interact harmoniously, I inexplicably feel a bit warm inside. This may be the most harmonious way for humans and animals to coexist. The relationship between dogs and monkeys is ever-changing. Some fight fiercely, while others are very harmonious. A puppy grows up alongside a little monkey. They are very familiar with each other. The dog actively sits beside the monkey, allowing the little monkey to climb onto it. But the dog can be mischievous sometimes, and bites the little monkey's tail directly. The little monkey cries out in pain. The scene is hilarious. But not all dogs and monkeys get along this well. Some monkeys find puppies easy to bully, pulling their tails hard. The dog gets annoyed and barks at the monkey, scaring the monkey into falling down. The clever monkey comes back and tries to use its feet to pull the dog's tail, only to get a scolding from the dog. What a troublesome little one. The mischievous monkey is also greedy, eyeing a passerby's backpack. Previously, it watched people take out delicious food from their bags, but couldn't open the bag after trying for a long time. Finally, it found the right method. Seeing the bag about to be opened, the passerby hurried to stop it. The monkey got angry and slapped the passerby. The passerby said, "I am so unlucky. Monkeys are highly intelligent. When they apply this intelligence to fighting, dogs can't gain any advantage." The monkey skillfully snatches the dog's food away, and in the face of the barking dog, it doesn't back down. It expertly uses tools, picking up a nearby water gun and throwing it at the dog. The tied-up dog can only endure the hits one by one. It really makes people feel sorry. A group of turtles is sunbathing in the river. The woman was just about to take their picture, but after seeing the animals inside clearly, she was so scared she almost dropped her phone. This guy is no other than an adult hippopotamus. The hippo slowly rises. Seeing such a huge creature appear is really hard not to be afraid. You should know that an adult hippo can weigh 2 to 3 tons. They are second only to rhinos. With a significant size advantage, hippos make countless animals tremble in fear. Even lions do not dare to provoke them easily. Look at this crazy hippo charging to the carcass. The group of lions at home does not dare to approach. And over here in the lake, a water buffalo accidentally wandered into the hippo's territory. This angered the hippo underwater. After the furious hippo charged out of the water, it immediately chased the buffalo away. Faced with such a fierce hippo, the buffalo had no strength to resist. Hippos are indeed extremely territorial animals. They will drive away all incoming creatures, humans included. This hippo quickly approached a fishing boat in the water. If the captain hadn't sensed the danger and sped away early, the entire crew would have been in trouble. And this poor little antelope tried not to trespass into hippo territory to survive, but was severely punished by the hippos inside. Being tossed out like this means that the chance of survival is pitifully small. Natural disasters and man-made calamities are often the hardest to predict. A flood left hundreds of birds on the farm with nowhere to go. Fortunately, the farmer did not abandon them. In the rising floodwaters, the farmer risked his safety to lead the cattle slowly to higher ground. Thanks to his efforts, many birds finally returned to land. You should know that in such floodwaters, even the massive elephants struggle to stay afloat. Escaping from it is not an easy task. In the flood, there are many ferocious beasts lurking. In this village, many villagers watch cautiously at the flood. Once splashes occur, people discover that there is actually a crocodile in the flood. This sight terrified all the villagers. They dared not approach for a long time. And over here, a group of birds encountered the flood. They completely did not know the word fear. They boldly rushed straight to the opposite shore. As a result, more and more cows were swept away by the flood. The scene recorded there is enough to show how dire the situation is. And over here, a bird fell into the turbulent floodwaters, just about to be submerged by the water. A man rushes into the river to rescue the bird. If it weren't for this kind-hearted person stepping in, the bird's life would truly be in danger. Once again, I urge everyone to maintain a sense of awe towards nature